You've heard about narcissists, but do you know how they are formed? Today we're examining the intricate blend of factors that mold a narcissistic personality. From childhood experiences to broader cultural influences, this video will give you a comprehensive understanding of this fascinating topic. After all, understanding the making of a narcissist can be a key to dealing with them effectively. Childhood overpraising or excessive admiration. So, imagine being constantly told you're the best thing since sliced bread every single day. While it might feel good at first, excessive admiration can distort one's self-view. Children might start to believe they're superior, creating an entitlement aura around them. Why is this problematic? Well, this skewed self-perception can lay the foundation for narcissistic tendencies. They begin expecting admiration everywhere they go. Remember, balance is key. It's great to appreciate achievements, but unrelenting praise can create unrealistic expectations. Childhood neglect or abuse. On the flip side, experiencing neglect or abuse can be traumatic. Some children develop narcissistic traits as a defense mechanism. In a way, it becomes a protective armor. By projecting an image of perfection, they're essentially screaming, "Look at me, I'm at it too." These children deeply fear vulnerability. Narcissism is their fortress, keeping painful emotions and memories at bay. When someone penetrates that fortress, it can unleash intense rage or disdain. Experiencing unpredictable caregiving. Kids are like sponges, right? They absorb the world around them. So if they witness inconsistent behavior from caregivers, they become confused. One day they're cherished, the next they're discarded. This inconsistency can be maddening. Over time, it might breed a narcissistic attitude because they learn to prioritize themselves, often excessively so, as a way to find stability in an unstable environment. Being used as a trophy child. Some parents, whether knowingly or not, use their children as extensions of their own egos. This is the trophy child scenario. Picture parents gloating at every opportunity, showcasing the child's achievements like an Olympic gold medal. "Look at my Amy, always top of her class." Or, "Did you hear? Max scored the winning goal again." Now, celebrating accomplishments is beautiful. It fosters confidence and appreciation. But there's a line where it turns from genuine pride to self-serving boasting. When crossed, children begin to internalize the idea that their value is directly linked to their achievements. They perceive love as something that's earned, not freely given. Imagine the pressure this creates. This child grows up thinking, if I don't achieve, I'm not worthy. In an attempt to always feel valued and ensure continuous admiration, they might inflate their importance or achievements, birthing narcissistic tendencies. They start seeking validation constantly, fearing that without external applause, they might fade into obscurity. Suppression of emotions. The age-old maxims, "Boys don't cry" or "Be strong, don't let them see you're hurt," have been echoed through generations. But what are we really telling our kids with these phrases? Essentially, we're telling them that showing vulnerability is a weakness. That raw, genuine emotion is something to be concealed, locked away, never to see the light of day. Over time, children conditioned this way construct impenetrable emotional walls. Behind these walls, they may feel an array of emotions but believe that exhibiting them would lead to ridicule or rejection. To counteract this vulnerability, a protective layer of arrogance, self-centeredness, or even disdain for others may be formed. They start wearing a mask of invincibility. By not showing their weaker side, they aim to project strength and superiority. Classic narcissistic defense mechanisms. Number 6. Lack of boundaries. A household without boundaries is like a city without walls. Everything blurs and melds, and there's no defined personal space. When parents don't establish clear boundaries, children can grow up with a skewed sense of entitlement. They may start to think that normal rules or societal norms don't apply to them. Imagine growing up in a home where you were never told no or faced consequences for overstepping. This lack of discipline could lead to the beliefs that the world revolves around you. Over time, this mindset might translate into behaviors that demand special treatment, disregarding others' feelings or rights. Chaotic family dynamics. When a child grows up in a whirlwind of family chaos, be it due to a parent or career's unpredictable lifestyle, constant arguing, or any other form of instability, they might react by developing a narcissistic shell. This chaotic environment serves as a petri dish for children to seek control in any way they can. In trying to carve out a semblance of order in their turbulent world, they might inflate their self-worth, thinking that by being better or above others, they can escape or rise above the chaos. They become the self-declared kings or queens of their tumultuous domain, a defense mechanism to make them feel secure in their insecurity. A front row seat to narcissistic role models. Children are innate imitators, absorbing the behaviors of those around them, especially those of their primary caregivers. When these caregivers consistently display narcissistic tendencies, be it a constant thirst for admiration, a lack of empathy, or grandiosity, children can easily internalize these behaviors as the norm. With such role models, children might begin to view relationships as transactional. They might come to believe that manipulation and control are essential tools for navigating social dynamics. They may adopt an underlying belief that, in the grand scheme of things, one's value and worth hinge on superiority over others, on being the most dominant character in every room, every scenario. Such a skewed compass can lead them down the path of narcissism, viewing it not as a maladaptive trait, but as a survival strategy passed down through their lineage. Number 9. Constant comparison and competition. Let's paint a scenario. Growing up, every family gathering was a battleground. Cousins are pitted against each other in a relentless competition of grades, talents, and accolades. Every dinner conversation revolves around who's done what, and more importantly, who's done it better. In such an environment, children might begin to see their self-worth through the lens of comparison. They learn that to be valued, they must outdo, outshine, and overshadow their peers. This relentless drive can push them into a narcissistic mindset. Instead of fostering genuine relationships, they may view others as threats or tools. Either you're a rival to be outperformed or a stepping stone to their next grand achievement. Media and pop culture influence. We live in a digital age where many grow up idolizing influencers, celebrities, and personalities who often project a curated, seemingly perfect life. This constant exposure can make children believe that to be of value to society, one must garner attention, likes, and followers, and constantly be in the limelight. Being conditioned by such standards, they may begin to overly focus on their external image, seeking validation and admiration at every corner of the internet. Every post, every update becomes a quest for affirmation. Over time, they might lose touch with genuine self-worth, replacing it with the number of notifications they receive. This obsession with external validation can be a breeding ground for narcissistic tendencies. A deep-seated fear of inadequacy. At the core of many narcissists is a profound, often concealed fear of not being enough. This could stem from various sources, perhaps past failures, rejections, or even offhand comments that have burrowed deep into their psyche. To shield themselves from this gnawing fear, they might construct a facade of superiority. Think of it as a protective bubble where, from the inside, they're the undefeated champions, immune to criticism or doubt. This inflated self-image acts as a defense mechanism, deflecting any external feedback that might puncture their bubble and expose their hidden vulnerabilities. Overcompensation for past traumas. Picture a young child lost in the labyrinth of traumatic experiences, be it bullying, early rejections, or any other deep-seated emotional pain. As these children evolve into adults, there's a chance that, in their quest to reclaim their lost self-esteem, they could swing the pendulum to the other extreme. This swing is a way to rewrite their narrative from being the powerless victim to the all-powerful protagonist. Overcompensating becomes their coping mechanism. They build monumental walls of arrogance, invincibility, and self-importance as a way to keep past traumas at bay. Every time they encounter a situation reminiscent of their traumatic experiences, their narcissistic shield goes up, insisting on their superiority, as a way to ensure they never feel that vulnerable again. Education and intellectual elitism. This is a fascinating one. Imagine being constantly lauded for intellectual prowess, being on the honor roll year after year, or being the brainiac of the class. Such consistent academic achievements, while commendable, can sometimes breed an air of intellectual elitism. With every accolade, they're unintentionally fed the idea that their worth is intrinsically tied to their intelligence. They might start viewing those who don't match their intellectual achievements as less than. As they navigate through life, they might subtly, or sometimes overtly, devalue others based on academic or intellectual grounds. The classroom star, if not grounded, might evolve into the boardroom's narcissist, constantly asserting intellectual dominance and craving admiration for their cerebral capabilities. The illusion of the social media echo chamber. In the vast universe of social media, echo chambers are omnipresent. These are spaces where individuals are repeatedly exposed to the same beliefs, ideas, or perceptions, amplifying their worldview while simultaneously shutting out dissenting voices. Now, when one's personal brand, images, or ideas are constantly reinforced by a like-minded audience, it can foster a skewed perception of self-worth. Think about it. If every photo they post garners thousands of likes and every opinion they share is met with a chorus of agreement, they might start to believe they can do no wrong. The constant affirmation could lead them to perceive themselves as infallible, leading to narcissistic behaviors where they see the perspective as the ultimate truth, dismissing any contrary viewpoints or criticism. Want to delve deeper into the world of narcissism? Start by uncovering the secret manipulation techniques used by narcissists, or find out how to identify a narcissist from a conversation. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.